Design will come when you determine the same process and take it through to a degree of refinement which is not there in the definition of jugaad. That is the problem. We start with the idea. The idea alone is of nothing, no value. The idea has to be taken and then you have to perfect it through a number of iterations. If you don't take it to that level, it is not design. Design means taking it through levels of perfection, which is missing in the whole definition of jugaad.
Also the whole scaling up of
no, it's not scaling. It's idea
so
by
the eventual
itself.
scale.
Yeah, idea by itself is of no value. It is the refinement of the thing and making it particular. I think this is where I go back to the design way book. He talks about general and the particular. Science is leading toward the general. We want to have general rules, general principles. It is the mission of science. E is equal to mc squared. Axioms and models which are the highest order of abstraction and generalization. Design is the opposite extreme. We are in the extreme of making particular, and not only the particular, he uses a term called the ultimate particular. Particular to you and not to any other human being. That brings value to you so much. It's my shirt, man. Doesn't matter. You can't take it off me. That kind of thing. It's mine. That kind of ownership. Value is infinite.
But in some way, when you define it like that, it is almost very difficult to
generalize. You can't
generalize design or design thinking.
No, you can, because you are moving between these bands. And in design, we are always looking at the general and the particular. You look at the general and the particular, and then you put that into context. So you contextualize it. So that makes sense. Because unless you understand general trends, you don't know within that trend how is this person going to then respond. Then you know that you are not going to offer only one model to all. You are going to differentiate it. There is a role for all those positions. But you begin to understand. Design can do both good as well as bad, which is why we represent design like this. Now what this is? Fire. So it's actually a system where you have a situation, you have material and you have a process, and they're all working with the environment. It draws in and puts out, and the output is the effect that we are looking at. Finally, that's what is the value. This is my model which we've been using for years now, 1988, 89. We will not change this, there is no need to change it. So the fire is a systems model of design. When we say fire as a systems model, it means it's an inclusive whole and it has many parts. So the whole and parts with relationships, entities, relationship, networks, all these. Everything that we see is part of that. When we start looking at the paper, there's a paper industry from which it's coming, there's a way of handling paper, these perforations here, it's not alien to us. We know it's come out of a spiral bound book. That is obviously suggested by the way. You can keep on analyzing it, but you suddenly find there's a whole, and then there's also a thing that what you can do with it. You can put it on a Xerox sheet, you can put it on a scanner, send it to somebody, you can capture it in many ways, and you are allowed to do certain things with it. If I take this and pull it up and throw it, I'm being very rude, right? Rude particularly to her, because it's her ownership, because her material is on it. So there's so many things culturally and socially and things embedded in this whole paper culture. So when we talk about this, that larger frame is automatically baggage with this material. So we just assume that we are looking at the surface layer when you look at something, but actually that entire baggage is what you have done.